I'd like to now discuss the concepts behind doing content searches and eDiscovery, and then we will jump in and actually perform one here coming up. But the first thing I want to do is just get across to you what is that all about. So there are occasions where I need to be able to search for documents and data, whether it be in SharePoint, whether it be in our Office 365 products, whether it be in Teams, whatever it may be, and I might need to be able to search for it and find what's out there, and then that's known as a content search. And then on the other side of that, we have forensics, where we're talking about eDiscovery, where we not only need to be able to search, but we might actually have to put legal holds on that information so that it can't be deleted, because maybe we've got to go to court for some kind of investigation, something along those lines. So we have to do what's known as evidence collection, and eDiscovery is going to help us do that. Now, before we jump into that, though, I want to show you some information that gets into sort of the requirements that are needed and the features that we're going to get based on those requirements. So you can look this document up. Microsoft has a document on it that kind of outlines the requirements. If we just do a search for Microsoft 365 eDiscovery, just put that in Google or put that in Bing, whatever search engine you prefer. Skip over the ads, and then here's the article right here, Microsoft Purview eDiscovery Solutions. So if we click on that, this document will outline the latest and greatest requirements regarding eDiscovery and compliance, along with content searching. Okay, so the first thing of note is there are two different solutions available to us. We have what's called standard and what is called premium, okay, when it comes to eDiscovery. With standard, you can do searches, you can export data, you will be creating what's called an eDiscovery case, which is sort of an object that contains all the eDiscovery data that you find. You can also place legal holds, which makes it where information can no longer be deleted. You also have premium, and with premium, this gets more into the legal side of things. So if you're ever working with a law firm or any of that, you might have to assign rights to somebody that's not part of your organization, and one of the things that premium is going to do is allow that. You have legal hold notifications, so people can be notified when a legal hold happens. You can do advanced capabilities with searching, what's called advanced indexing, which lets you be a little bit more specific about what you're searching for. Tagging, analytic data that can be gathered. They even have predictive coding models. Now, the other thing to understand here is there's really three things we're talking about. We're talking about not just eDiscovery, but also what is known as a content search. So a content search is just going to let you search for information in Microsoft 365, and you can export information that you've searched, okay? It's not going to let you do store information for forensics. It's not going to let you put legal hold or any of that. You don't really have to have much of a license at all when it comes to content searches. But for eDiscovery, you do, and that's where you have standard and premium. They have a nice little table that sort of breaks down all the capabilities. So with content search, you can see search for content, do keyword searches, search statistics, export search results, and of course you can grant permissions for who can do this. And then you have eDiscovery Standard, which gives you all of that, plus you can create what's called a case, which is going to group everything together. It's an object that basically groups everything together involving content searches, as well as if you're doing any kind of a hold. And then, of course, you can place legal holds. And then from there, Premium gives you all these other capabilities. All right, so you can see you have a lot more going on: error remediation, filtering capabilities, tagging capabilities, analytic data you can gather, the predictive coding models. There's some artificial intelligence involved there. Lots and lots of stuff here that you can do that's cool. You can also export customer-owned Azure storage location. That gets into exporting information into the Azure storage account features, all of that. Now, you also can see the different licensing capabilities down here. And pretty much with content search, just about any one of your Microsoft 365, Office 365 based subscriptions, you're going to get that. All right. There's even some of this, they don't even list all the licenses, all of them that you get. These are, oddly enough, this is just some of them that you get. With standard, here's the subscriptions that you can have, and then with eDiscovery Premium, here is the subscriptions for that you can have. That basically gives you that capability. So those are all the requirements. Now let me show you where this is at. All right. And we'll kind of get a feel for where it's at, and then I'll coming up in the next video or next videos I'll actually perform a search in eDiscovery for you. So here we are. We're going to go to portal.microsoft.com. All right, and that'll kind of be our little starting point here as usual. And then once we get into portal.microsoft.com, we're going to basically go into Purview. So we're going to click Show All. All right, and then from there we'll click on Compliance, and that is going to bring us into Purview. All right, now over here on the left, I'll kind of scroll down a little bit under the Solutions area, and you'll see you have Content Search and eDiscovery. Okay, so again, I'm not actually going to perform any searches in this video. I just wanted to show you where this was, but you can see I can do a content search here, and then I can find the eDiscovery and their standard and premium right there. And so that's going to be the way that I'm going to go about performing my searches. All right. Okay, so that gets you hopefully into the mindset of what this all is about. And coming up, we're actually going to look and see how we can do all this.